Hi guys, welcome to Chart, where we chat about art. Join us this week for an artist in spotlight, Larissa Sansour, of who we came across in the Danish pavilion in the 2019 Venice Biennale. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram if you aren't already, as we provide you with great art memes to brighten your day. And while you're at it, follow us on your preferred streaming platform, and if you are an Apple Podcast user, give us a 5-star rating and a review. You know, as we deliver great content for you that you can enjoy all day long, every day, whenever you want, for free. Okay, enough of the boring stuff, let's just hop right into today's episode. Let's roll. Hi, welcome to Chart.
Hi guys.
About art.
We
Yay.
chat about art.
And today we're gonna chat about particularly Larissa Sansour,
What?
one of my favorite
What? Who
artists.
are we talking about?
You made it sound like Larissa Sansour.
Yeah.
Well, Larissa
Anyone.
Sansour. I actually have
Jesus.
no idea how to pronounce her name. I don't know if it's the right way or if it's a different one. But
It's still
You
better
stole
than
his heart.
Larissa Sansour.
Larissa Sansour.
For sure.
Okay, Larissa Sansour.
Wait, we need to have a question of the week.
Right.
Oh.
Don't jump ahead. Who has a question of the week?
If you could be a fish, what fish would you be?
That
I
is a
have
terrible question.
I have some written down on old notes, like because I
What
have,
fish will it be?
Okay, I have a question. Now we speak about animals. I have a question of the week.
Okay.
Okay.
So, have you all seen His Dark Materials or The Golden Compass?
Yes.
Yes.
In like 2004.
It does. It's irrelevant when. The point is,
I
point is-
literally don't remember that movie at all. Okay, go ahead.
you know how people in that movie have like their soul is an animal that joins them and walks along with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you lived in that world where like you had like this companion animal that would follow you everywhere, what animal would you choose?
Ooh.
I've thought about this.
Yeah. Same.
So Mara, you go first.
A monkey.
What kind of monkey?
One of those spider monkeys, the black ones.
Oh,
Or just like a typical, like not a chimpanzee, not an ape, like a monkey.
Like
Oh my god.
I've always had an affiliation with monkeys. I just think they reflect my personality, and I can do a monkey face.
Do it.
do a monkey face.
Please. For the viewers.
So I feel like
We
a
have the
monkey,
thumbnail for the episode.
like they're cheeky and they're cute and they like to do monkey stuff.
Monkey
Yeah.
business.
I don't know. I've always thought monkey. I feel a connection.
Okay.
Maybe like a brown monkey.
Hmm. I think one of the villains in the movie had a monkey.
Oh,
There you go.
Aladdin?
either
What?
way.
Aladdin. Yes, Aladdin was one of the villains in Golden
Oh.
Compass.
It is. It's Jafar.
Jaffa.
The guy who is like Javier, who we likened him to.
I don't know
yeah.
about
That's a
I have
monkey.
that guy.
I have to choose a parrot now.
European
Hook?
Hook. He
Captain
had a
Hook?
monkey.
No, he didn't.
No.
Who was
You
it
mean-
that had a monkey
No,
then?
you mean Barbosa, the guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. yeah, that makes
Captain Hook.
sense. Okay.
But I wouldn't choose a monkey or a parrot. Mm,
Do you want a parrot? It's kind of useless, isn't it?
a parrot is like, what's a parrot good for?
A little chat. Like you can have a
A
chat,
A chat
them.
with yourself. Just, hi.
I find that like a monkey would do stuff for you. Like I would walk and I'd be like, oh, I'd love water, and they would.
That's the
No,
thing.
I think a
Yeah.
monkey would be super stubborn and be like, get it yourself.
I think they'd
No,
be
the monkey
cute and I
likes
like
grabbing
it.
things, I feel
Yeah,
like.
like
I love
touch
grabbing
and,
things.
and it's useful. You can be like, climb that window and fetch me something.
Yeah.
But yeah. Mm.
Give me that house plant. I want that.
Give me Mildred.
Yeah. Oh no, Mildred. Frau
So-
Mildred.
Frau
Mildred.
Mildred. She's been kidnapped by a monkey. Okay, so Mara would choose a monkey.
Yeah.
Who goes next?
I would choose a polar bear.
Oh my god, I see it.
That's
I see it.
discreet.
Because
Oh,
when
yeah.
I was the Boy Scouts, when you get to like the last level,
You have to kill a polar bear.
you get a totem name.
Oh.
And then you have to do a lot of tests, and they, like, for example, they wake you in the middle of the night and they kind of kidnap you and they drop you somewhere, and then you have to find your way back to the camp. Or
The worst
and I-
fucking mood.
and I had to swim through the river, but it was kind of winter. It was really cold, and then they hit something of me, and then I had to go find it. And then one of the options that they considered of me was polar bear, and I always liked that one.
Were you in the Boy Scouts or in the Navy SEAls?
What? Where was you?
Boy Scout.
Okay, Ken, you're like 5 kilometers away from civilization. Good luck. Just drive away in a jeep.
Like my mum, when she was younger, she would go skiing in the mountains in Romania, and they would make her. This was like a communist time, and there was no chairlifts, so they would wake them up at 5 a.m. This is like when they're in primary school. Wake them up at 5 a.m. Make them walk up the mountain. No water. Just get to the top. Ski down. My mum said it was absolutely fucking freezing, and they did not have the clothes they do now. But that was in a communist country, like in the.
What
70s.
were you doing in Belgium?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's just
what
it's a rite of passage, going from being a member to
Is it
being
legal?
a leader.
I thought you were gonna say it's a rite of passage from being a boy to a man.
As well, yeah.
You're not respected
No.
as a man in Belgium
As
unless
well,
you're like
because you're
lost
like,
in
what
the
age
woods.
are you?
Yeah.
You're around like 17 or 18, and it was in between like
Oh,
wolf or polar
okay.
bear.
I thought you were much younger.
No, 17.
Yeah.
18.
Okay,
Okay, fine.
17 is fine. I thought you were
That's
like 7
fine.
or something.
Yeah, I thought you
No,
were
no.
7.
But
Okay.
it was intense. Yeah, I remember the night kidnapping was really. I just got a map and a compass, and they were like, "Well, we'll see you maybe in a few hours." And it was really cold, and I was just in my pajamas. They didn't give me any, so that's why. And
It's like-
it was terrible. That note. And then yeah, that's polar bear.
It's like the
I would've-
Revenant, but
I
like
would
in
have
Belgium.
hitchhiked out of that. Would have been like, I'm going home. I'm sorry. This was
Well,
fucking
if you
rude.
could find the road, then yeah. But
Yeah, you could find home. That's easier to say. Okay, polar bear. But then
Fair
you would you could. I mean, polar bear is awesome because you can ride it, and
Mhm.
polar bears are the only animals in the world that eat humans, like hunt them.
Rude.
Yep. Well, it's tough life, and but then you can't really go like in the metro or in the bus with a polar bear. It's a very
But is this
Puncha.
a world where they would have
Massive.
accommodated that?
But like, how cool would that be? That I would be riding down the street on my polar
a polar
That's
if you
true.
pull to Sotheby's on your polar bear, I would be like, my God.
I
Tied
think
to the
Pierre
bike
would
rack.
lose it. Yeah.
But isn't
Yeah.
this a world where they would have accommodated things to work without animals? Like, for example, our animals may not love each other. Like a polar bear and a rabbit, there might be an eating situation.
Well, yeah, but that is true. We're living in a world where like things
It's
would
fine,
be prepared
yeah.
for this.
Horse.
Christy, what do you say? Horse.
Horse. Yeah.
But what kind of horse?
That's
A pony?
boring ass answer.
I'm
Oh.
sorry, but I just want to ride it.
Oh, okay.
So it will take me to places, and I don't have
Okay.
to.
Go for a nice Arabian horse or a Belgian horse, because Belgian horse.
Or a
is
Spanish
good.
horse, which is
Or a
the best
Spanish
in the
horse.
world.
Or would you get for like
A
one of those
British
farm horses with a big ass and like big?
I want a speedy horse.
a speedy horse.
I recommend you
pony.
an Arabian horse then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want a speedy.
A
Actually,
full
maybe a
blood.
camel.
Oh, a camel would be so cool.
I
It
see
runs
you-
really
Right.
fast.
I see you with one of those like two.
That's so. That's nice.
Actually, I think a camel would be so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want camel.
Yeah, nice.
Just
Um,
imagine at Sotheby's like a polar bear, a camel, and a monkey.
I put you Mara riding the monkey. Like,
I'm not riding the
come
monkey,
on,
but
faster, we're late. The monkey's like,
I would like the monkeys to be here, like,
On your fur
Ah, yeah.
coat,
and then
you
maybe
have a
like
monkey.
no, when I'm like I could be like cuddling it, like, because then I think if I was to travel, I don't need to pay for 2 seats. I just have to pay for one, and I
Well,
can
yeah.
have the monkey like on my lap.
imagine Finn
Whereas
traveling.
you guys are gonna have to pay so
I
much.
have to get like 6 seats for the
Well,
plane.
it's gonna get me
You walk
places.
into the plane, there's a polar bear like this. Okay.
Okay, Javier, what about you?
Now
So-
I'm curious.
I thought this the second I went. I walked off the cinema when I watched this movie, and I
In
was like,
2004.
yeah, 2002, and I think my answer back then
Sorry.
was a fox because that was my favorite animal back then. But then I was like, foxes are not very useful. And then I became edgy, and I said, you know what, a tiger would be cool.
Such a mainstream answer.
I know.
Yeah.
I was
Tiger.
13. Give me some, give me a
You
break.
just have to go to Dubai and you have it.
Yeah, just buy
Well,
it there.
If only I was born in Dubai. And then I think that nowadays my answer would be something. I would like to have something stealthy, so that people wouldn't know it's there until I say attack. Something like a crocodile or
bat.
something like that. Yeah.
It's not stealthy at all.
Well, it is.
That
It
is-
is because it would be like. Here's my plan. I would be like walking
In
down
the
the street,
tube.
right? And the fucking crocodile would be swimming in the sewers, right? And then like this
But then
evil
you have to hang out
henchmen
with it.
surround me, and I'm like, oh wow, I'm surrounded. What could I possibly do? And then I whistle, and the crocodile jumps out of a sewer and eats them.
But what's happening to you in life that you would need an animal that
Austin
has to
happened.
attack?
Yeah.
Well, I
Where are you
Um,
living?
live in Spain.
Alston.
It's Alston is an unsafe neighborhood. No, but I like the idea of like people not knowing my animals there until it's too
Okay.
late for them to run away.
I kind of
yeah.
feel the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood vibe with Brad Pitt and his dog, and you'd be like, just
Yeah, I bet.
yeah, and then
Yeah, I would have a crocodile swimming in the sewers underneath me. That would be my answer.
That again reminds me of Peter Pan.
Yeah,
Right.
I would have him ingest a clock, so it'd be like,
Oh
and
yeah.
my enemies would know when it's coming, which is kind of defeats the purpose of.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll think about it, but the crocodile stays. I'll just find a way to include the Pitan reference.
Okay.
Wow, we had so many different answers, and I love that.
Yeah, so
Let us
please
know.
messages us with your
Favorite.
selected animal.
I'm glad no one said like dog or cat.
Woof.
How
That would
lame
be
would that
boring
be?
as
I
hell.
would have judged
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Although like
I
an
mean-
Irish wolfhound would be kind of cool because they're really big.
Yeah, it's
But
like
then
having
you
a small
can't ride
bear.
them.
Well, you can. We'll ride
Well, you
those.
can,
It's just
they're
they're
like-
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're huge too.
Also, you could just get a dog,
Ouch.
whereas you can't
Excuse
just
me,
get a
Christy.
monkey.
Even I feel like I'm gonna make it collapse.
Well, Mara can ride a monkey, so
But like, why
Irish wolfhound.
would you get a dog? Because you could get a dog now. You don't need to have your magical special animal be a dog, because you could just buy one.
That is true. Yeah,
Like-
if I would choose an animal that's exotic and weird, because what's the point of having like a guinea pig? Like, oh, here's my soul.
Imagine if
Where the
someone
fuck
said,
is your hamsters?
yeah, where is he?
The hamster is on the way from Turkey.
On the way.
what? It's important.
When did you buy it?
No, I didn't.
I think everyone wants to know what name, if you still got the
Yeah.
hamster, you have picked.
We haven't picked yet. So
Oh, okay, Javier, go ahead. Tell us about Larissa Sansour.
So, Larissa Sansour she is one of my favorite artists ever, and she was born in Palestine, although I have no idea where exactly in Palestine. I think in Bethlehem. No, it doesn't say. So she was born in Palestine, and one of the reasons why I love her work is that she has this you can tell she has a huge nerd affection for sci-fi, and everything she does is references somehow Stanley Kubrick or some sort of sci-fi author / filmmaker. She mostly does works with videos and photos, but she's done a bit of everything. She's drawn, she's sculpted, everything she's touched upon. And how she came into my life was in the Venice
Your
Biennale.
girlfriend.
Yes. The first time I really heard of her and at the same time saw her work was at the Venice Biennale. She was the one in 2019 she was the artist that had her works displayed at the Danish pavilion, because although she now lives in London, she was based in Copenhagen for a very long time. But I will talk about that work later, because first I want to talk about another one. So how I would describe her work is that she does always a take on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict through sci-fi and through be that like a topic on sci-fi, or choosing a distortion of reality or something like that. And the best way I can exemplify what I'm talking about is her work from 2016 called In the Future. So, In the Future, which its entitled title is very long. It's In the Future They Ate from the Finest Porcelain. Is 5-ish, 6-minute long video, and it's a very short movie about this civilization that, in the distant future, descends on spaceships on this planet, and they bury, which presumably is Earth, but you never know, and they bury porcelain objects in the middle of the desert. And what they're trying to do with this is to prove that years or centuries later, when archaeologists find those porcelain objects, there would be a historical claim of their civilization to live in that planet, you know? Kind of like a historical proof that, yeah, we were here, this is the proof. And it's kind of a, you know, a take on how Israel was basically conceived in the late 20th century. It's a very long story, and I will probably leave details out, but basically Israel is a territory that was created post World War II in the Protectorate of Palestine, which back then was British, and it was, you know, was where most Jews that survived World War II and the Holocaust fled to once they were given a land to build a nation. And it's been an ongoing conflict ever since between those people who moved in from every part in the world because of their religion and the people who already inhabited Palestine, which was made basically, you know, it was a bunch of Muslim tribes. It wasn't like really built as a whole nation. Is talk about how nowadays the debate is, you know, Jews from, you know, Israeli people saying, oh, we have a claim to be here because in the Bible and in ancient scriptures and in some history records, you can see that Judea was the original land where Jewish people come from. And, you know, Palestinians are like, well, good, but we live here. You can just come in and burst into and just push us aside and build a wall to circle us in. One thing you get when you watch this movie is it kind of shows you how silly, which is something that all of her work does. It kind of shows you how silly something is, but then she takes it to a problem in the real world, and you realize what a mess it actually means, such a silly thing. So in this case, saying, oh, we have claims to be in this country. No, you don't. And the result is a war that has been going on for 70 years. And the second work I want to talk about is also related to this one, and it's called In Vitro, which is the one we saw at the Venice Biennale. And this one was a movie called Heirloom. It was, no, sorry, the whole show we watched was Heirloom, and it was made of two artworks. One of them was a giant sculpture of a black disc, and the other one was the movie called In Vitro. And In Vitro, the plot revolves around this survivor group of scientists that are the only everything that remains from human race after this ecological disaster. And so they're like finding a way of saving the earth and being able to repopulate it. And meanwhile, there's this old woman in the infirmary who's dying of old age, presumably, who's having a conversation with her daughter. And, you know, the way the plot tells you, like what the plot tells you is happening is that the daughter wants to go out there and rebuild the world and start anew, meaning that, you know, forgive every previous, you know, conflict and war and everything. And the mother is like, you cannot forget, because if you forget the past, you will make the same errors again. First you think, oh, this is just a sci-fi plot, but then you actually realize they're talking about how the possible solution for the Israeli-Palestinian conflict would be. The daughter represents the people who say we should just live in peace, we should just forget about, you know, it's a war and a conflict that's been going on for so long, we should just stop, because we're clearly, none of us were alive when it started, and just have a way of reconciliation. And the mother represents the people who are like, yeah, but if we just do that and you don't remember the mistakes and injustices from the past, you're bound to repeat them again without knowing. So I thought it was a very beautifully crafted work, especially because she's such a good cinematographer. You can really tell she's seen her, you know, 2001: A Space Odyssey and stuff like that, because she does these very long shots and that kind of remind you of Tarkovsky or like directors like that. And she has this very solemn and ominous way of filming objects and this alien and CGI things that are meant to represent spaceships or future stuff and things like that. That is my artist of choice for this episode, and also, incidentally, the one that I'm writing my thesis about. Yay.
Fun.
Oh, I thought it was
Yep.
somebody else that you were writing.
No,
about.
it was her. I'm doing her. I'm doing precisely what I'm very shortly doing in this episode. My thesis is about explaining how she's using sci-fi to talk about real-world problems. What do you think, people?
I really liked Heirloom. I think that was that one where one room was a big circle and the other one was
Yep.
the video. We spent a very long time in there because I think it was such a simple piece of film, but you could really understand there was a very, very strong message. It was not the kind of thing where you have to really, really search and think like what it might mean. I thought it was like very easily understandable what they were trying to talk about, especially when, I don't know if it was related to the work or if that was just its own standalone thing. Was it a sphere? It was just,
It's a disc. I think it doesn't have,
Okay.
it's just two-dimensional.
an
But yeah.
enormous disc that was like floor to ceiling, black, and already in a very dark room. So the whole thing was,
It looked just like the monolith in 2001: Space Odyssey. You got that feeling of this is inhuman and it's cool.
I'm gonna have to trust you on that one.
Plus, the title is Monument to Lost Time. How epic is that?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of those works where you really rely on the title to try and understand like what's being said.
Yeah.
But I really liked that video. I thought it was so impactful and very simple but very memorable, whereas there was many other things that tried to do very loud things that I've forgotten about, and
right.
I don't even want to mention the US pavilion.
That was
I forgot the US Pavilion.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
It's just a bunch of
Thank you for
big
bringing that
sculptures.
Bunch of big American
Big
sculptures.
Big sculptures.
Big,
Just big,
big sculptures.
Big.
Big.
bigger
big
than your
and-
average Big Mac.
Big and ugly sculptures. But it was simple and very impactful.
Yeah.
And a very lovely message, or like a very understanding kind of message behind it.
Yeah. When I think back about the Venice Biennale, I find it very cool that she stuck to her methods of like doing black and white cinematography. It's a very slow film as well.
Yeah.
If we would think back to that one movie where you have all different shots of this guy getting AK-47 ammunition out of his pants and it just keeps on coming, and this other guy is singing on the. It was just a bunch of like clips together. I can remember that film, and then that really crazy one that we saw in the Arsenale, or even the
I
film.
think the one with the AK-47 that was by Hito Stereo.
Was it really?
Was it not?
I don't think it was.
It was like a 4-screen, no?
No. This was just this
yeah.
one screen, and it would just show different clips of like
Things.
The only one I can really vividly remember is this guy that is standing like in full frame with an AK-47, and he's taking.
There was also this guy singing "Living on a Prayer" in the stadium.
Yeah. Stuff like that, which is all very sensational, all very meant to catch your attention and to make you stay. And that's not something that was very present in the Sansour exhibition. You would go in and it's just this black and white film.
Yeah.
But
which is incredibly refreshing.
Which is incredibly refreshing and very, not so much, dragging your attention to the film, but really kind of calming you down and making you sit down and really taking it in, which is very, I really like that.
Nice.
It's good.
I appreciate your opinion, Finn.
Yeah, apparently. Somebody appreciates it. Thank you very much.
We all appreciate your opinion, Finn.
Thank you. Well, Javier hasn't killed me yet or turned me into a clock this episode, so
just give me
it's
time.
a win.
He's gonna come do that when you move in.
It's not Not that you're bitter about it or anything.
No,
No,
I'm fine.
at
But
all.
but
yeah.
we talk about it every
It's
episode.
fine.
It's perfectly fine. I'm fine.
Good.
Please go watch the most recent episodes at the beginning where we answer the question of the week, and every time Javier manages to
Hurt my feelings.
really upset Finn, who says he's fine,
I'm fine.
but he's clearly not fine because we keep talking about it.
Or maybe don't watch those episodes because we have better ones. But
No, we don't.
They're the two best episodes we have ever done in the history of Chart, and we will never do better than that. Make
So
sure
this
to
is-
like
this
and
is
Wow,
just
that's
half.
depressing.
Yeah, that's really sad. It's like we've peaked way too soon now.
One thing we should do, like, make an episode about our favorite episodes and talk about them, or something like that. Like, you know, something.
When we
Yeah,
reach 100,
We'll reach 100, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I haven't liked any. And so
Well,
I'm gonna struggle.
Thank you,
Jesus.
Mara. It's good to
Wow.
see you have faith in this project.
where's the list of replacement for you again?
Yes.
I'm writing it at the moment.
Okay.
Can I just call your mum and be like, please replace your daughter? Because
Mrs. Jackson.
Mrs. Jackson.
Oh,
Sorry,
Ah,
Miss
yes.
Jackson.
She
Didn't meant to
hates
make your
Mrs.
daughter cry.
Jackson. She will automatically say, "Please call me Juana."
Miss
So
Oana.
just go straight in. No, not stop with the miss. We're not adding Frau to
Frau.
everything.
I love that.
Okay, Javier, what is it in particular about this artist and her work which really appeals to you?
I think that one thing that I do love about late 20th century sci-fi, and I mean like books and films from them, is that it wasn't meant to, you know, appeal to the audience. It was more about doing this very didactic effort of using, you know, it wasn't like Star Wars. It was basically using spaceships and planets and space travel and all that as a symbol for things in the real world, and really trying to get a message across. You know, when I look at Larissa Sansour's work, I see that same spirit of someone who's using conflict in like a ecological disaster in the near future, or this advanced race of aliens who land on this planet to bury porcelain and all of those things. I see them as symbols of something in the real world, as otherworldly and crazy as they may sound and look like. And it is so refreshing to see someone who still thinks of these tools, so to call them, as ways of storytelling instead of just like embellishments. You know, there was a big divide in the 1960s in sci-fi with Star Trek, because it was the first time that sci-fi became purely entertaining and not written by like physicists and people like that trying to get messages across. And ever since then, you have the two like schools of thought. One is Star Wars, like explosions and spaceships, and that's it. And the other one is stuff like, I don't know, Arrival or movies like that, who actually search for talking about deeper stuff through the topics of sci-fi. And Larissa Sansour is of the latter, and I do like a lot her aesthetic. And I like she's clearly influenced by, you know, Tarkovsky, Kubrick, all these huge, ominous movie directors, and I love all of them, and so I love her style.
Okay.
That was a good answer.
Thank you,
Good. That was a really elaborate, cohesive answer.
thank you, thank you.
Like,
Thank
you
you.
obviously have thought about it, and
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
Might
writing my
have
thesis about it.
scripted
I haven't scripted, but I'm writing my thesis about her, so
Yeah.
I know my shit about Larissa Sansour.
It's
Okay.
good.
well,
Nice.
do we have anything to add?
I feel like that was a great
Great
Okay.
summary.
conclusion.
Yeah.
We are all very impressed.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
I
Yeah,
hope
wow.
you, as a listener, are also very impressed.
Yes, please check her work. And
For
check,
once, Javier is cohesive.
thank you.
Yeah, that's true. You usually like a
Like
bit
all
more
over
All over the place.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
You're so flattering. Thank you.
Compliments are not a strong suit, but it's okay.
We love you.
Love
guys.
You. Like and subscribe.
Like
Yes.
and subscribe. And listen to our past episodes because they are good. And
Are they
took
now?
time.
They're
Okay.
amazing.
I was just joking, but now you're all going to be offended for 3 weeks about this comment.
You will, don't worry.
He's going to be
All
like,
of us are gonna consecutively be offended by it.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
going to be like, oh my God, like Mara's just like Javier, like she's so rude.
It's okay.
Is
I
it?
think
You're like,
We
like,
thought that this
it's
podcast was
fine.
going to strengthen our bonds of friendship. It's actually going to tear us apart.
Well, I love you guys, and I also love our listeners, and I would like you to please subscribe. Please subscribe to us like on Spotify and like Apple Podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, a
because-
review. A review.
And leave
Nice.
a review.
Leave a review.
It's more meaningful than like
You would
what's
never
on
know.
YouTube.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. We
React.
do memes.
Yeah, well, yes, sometimes we do memes.
We do memes.
And please send us ideas for question of the week.
Yes.
Yeah, send us, even if it's something weird, like, what kind of
Pasta dish are you?
what kind of pasta specifically? The shape are you?
Oh, shape. Okay, I was going for
I
the
want to be a gnocchi.
Yes, you would be the gnocchi.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can't do this now because I haven't thought about it. But
Okay.
Tanner, love you.
Love
Goodbye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Hope you enjoyed listening to this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. If you especially loved our episode, we would love it if you gave it a 5-star rating and a review, and even consider taking a screenshot of this episode and posting it on your Instagram stories. That way we know that you loved it and other people can find our podcast as well. If you're not subscribed yet, again, what are you doing? Subscribe and get notified every time we publish a new episode. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at chartpodcast, and if you want to see our faces while we talk, find us on YouTube at chartpodcast as well. We are Chart, and we'll hope we'll meet you again at some point in the near future. Take care, Chart out.
Love you.
See you.
Love
See you
you.
later.
Bye. Bye.